I walked through Belgrade for 2 hours and counted more stunning women than I saw in a year living in Western Europe. That sounds like an exaggeration until you experience it yourself. Serbian women possess this otherworldly combination of porcelain skin, dark penetrating eyes, and sculpted features that make you stop mid-sentence and forget what you were saying. But here's what caught me completely off guard. It wasn't just one or two exceptional beauties like you'd see anywhere. It was consistent, relentless, almost statistical in its frequency. Every cafe, every street corner, every metro station revealed women who could walk into modeling agencies without trying. Their skin has this luminous pale quality that seems to glow against dark hair, creating contrast that's visually striking from across a room. They move with natural elegance, dress with sophistication that enhances rather than hides, and carry themselves with confidence that suggests they know exactly what effect they have. What makes this even more fascinating is that nobody here treats it as unusual. In Belgrade, extraordinary beauty is so common it's almost mundane, which tells you everything about what you're about to discover in this country that hides its treasures from tourists who never venture beyond Western Europe's obvious destinations, where geography created a nation of survivors. Serbia sits in the absolute heart of the Balkans, positioned where empires collided for millennia and geography determined who lived and who disappeared. The Danube River slices through northern territories, Europe's second longest waterway, creating fertile plains in Vojvodina that feed the nation and connect Serbia to the Black Sea. Moving south, mountains rise dramatically with peaks over 2,000 meters covered in forests so dense they look black from distance. The Drina River carves the western border with water so emerald green it seems artificial, flowing through canyons that drop hundreds of meters straight down. Central regions open into rolling agricultural land where vineyards produce wines that never leave the country because locals consume them faster than producers can bottle them. This geographic diversity packs experiences that larger countries struggle to offer. You can ski mountain slopes in the morning, explore river gorges by afternoon, and end your day in fertile valleys where every village makes its own rakicha. The climate shifts between harsh continental winters in the north and almost Mediterranean warmth in the south, creating seasons so distinct they shape national character. But here's what really matters about Serbian geography. This land forced people to become tough, resourceful, and fiercely protective of what's theirs because everything they built could be destroyed by the next invading army. The borders that tell stories written in blood. Look at Serbia's map and you're seeing scars from battles that rewrote European history repeatedly. 8 countries touch Serbian borders, which sounds impossible until you trace each line and understand the conflicts that drew them. Hungary sits to the north across Vojvodina's plains. Romania touches the northeast through Carpathian foothills. Bulgaria runs along the eastern border. North Macedonia marks southern territories. Kosovo, though Serbia disputes its independence, cuts into the south. Montenegro and Bosnia and Herzegovina border the west through some of the Balkans' most dramatic terrain. Croatia curves around the northwest. This positioning made Serbia the crossroads where Ottoman Empire pushed from the south, Habsburg Empire pressed from the north, and every major power that wanted to control the Balkans had to go through Serbian territory. Belgrade itself occupies perhaps Europe's most strategic location where the Sava River joins the Danube, a position so valuable the city has been destroyed and rebuilt over 40 times throughout history. That number isn't symbolic, it's literal. 40 times the city was burned, bombed, or razed, and 40 times the people rebuilt it because abandoning this location meant losing control of the entire region. Understanding these borders reveals why Serbian culture burns with intensity that softer nations never develop. When your existence is constantly threatened, when foreign armies regularly march through your land, when survival requires fighting against impossible odds, you create a culture that celebrates life ferociously because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. How Serbia earned its reputation across the continent. Within Europe, Serbia occupies this fascinating position as the country that insiders rave about while casual tourists completely ignore. Western Europeans who've never visited still picture outdated war footage from the 1990s, images that bear no resemblance to modern reality. But Europeans who actually know, who've spent time in Belgrade or done business in Serbia, they tell completely different stories. They describe nightlife that rivals anything in Berlin or Amsterdam. They talk about technology talent that competes globally despite coming from a country most people can't locate on a map. They mention quality of life at costs that make Western Europe's housing markets look criminally inflated. Young professionals from across the continent migrate to Belgrade for its energy and affordability, renting modern apartments in city centers for 400 to 500 euros monthly that would cost 3,000 in Paris or London. The restaurant scene offers quality that embarrasses countries with bigger culinary reputations. Music festivals draw hundreds of thousands internationally. Within the Balkans specifically, Serbia functions as the cultural powerhouse, producing music and film and art that influences the entire region. The Serbian language forms the foundation for mutual understanding across former Yugoslav territories, making Serbian cultural reach far exceed the country's modest size. What's happening now is that word is spreading. The secret is getting out. People are discovering that Serbia offers experiences, value, and yes, beauty that Western Europe lost decades ago. The truth about Serbian women that nobody mentions. Let's address this directly because dancing around it would be insulting your intelligence. Serbian women stand out immediately and undeniably when you arrive in this country. The genetics tell part of the story, with Slavic features producing fair skin, often light eyes, and bone structure that seems almost aristocratic. Centuries of different peoples mixing at these Balkan crossroads created distinctive beauty that combines the best of multiple gene pools. But genetics alone don't explain the phenomenon. Serbian culture raises women to value femininity without seeing it as weakness, to take pride in appearance without considering it vanity, and to be strong and independent while still enjoying traditional gender dynamics. They wear dresses and heels navigating cobblestone streets that would break ankles elsewhere, moving with natural grace that seems effortless. The culture also demanded they be tough because Serbian history gave them no choice. Wars and economic collapse meant women held families together when everything else fell apart. This created women who are simultaneously beautiful and strong, elegant and capable, feminine and fiercely independent. They speak their minds with directness that refreshing after cultures where everyone talks around issues. They value education highly, with many speaking 3 or 4 languages fluently. The dating culture here emphasizes genuine connection over casual games, with people meeting through social circles and building relationships slowly based on actual compatibility. Belgrade after midnight transforms into something extraordinary. The nightlife reputation is real, but understanding why requires going deeper than surface observations. The Splavovi, those floating river clubs along the Danube and Sava, create party environments that exist nowhere else in Europe. These are entire nightclubs built on barges and boats, some holding thousands of people across multiple levels with outdoor terraces overlooking water. The parties start around midnight, hit peak intensity between 3 and 6 in the morning, and continue until noon the next day when survivors stumble home to sleep before repeating the cycle. Winter moves everything to indoor venues in neighborhoods like Savamala and Dorkal, where warehouse spaces become temples to electronic music and traditional folk. What makes this scene truly special isn't just the venues or hours, it's the energy people bring. Serbians party like it's resistance against darkness, celebrating life because history taught them how quickly everything can disappear. After surviving NATO bombing, economic sanctions, hyperinflation that destroyed savings overnight, and international isolation, spending nights dancing until sunrise becomes perfectly rational. The music selection embraces everything from cutting-edge techno to turbofolk without the genre snobbery that fragments other cities. Tables fill with friends sharing bottles of rakića and plates of grilled meat, pulling strangers into celebrations because Serbian hospitality extends everywhere. Around 4 in the morning, when clubs elsewhere wind down, Belgrade just hits its stride. What daily life actually reveals about this place? Living in Serbia versus visiting as tourist reveals completely different realities. Mornings start slow with thick Turkish coffee in cafes where people actually talk face-to-face instead of scrolling phones. The cafe culture dominates social life, with friends meeting for coffee that stretches into hours of real conversation. Work schedules follow typical patterns, but economic reality means many hustle multiple income sources. Average salaries run around 600 to 800 euros monthly, but costs align proportionally. Restaurant dinners cost 12 to 18 euros per person, including drinks. Quality apartments rent for 300 to 600 euros depending on location and size. Fresh produce from markets costs so little that cooking at home feels almost free. For locals, this creates comfortable middle-class existence. For foreigners with remote income, Serbia offers quality of life that seems impossible elsewhere. You can rent a modern 2-bedroom apartment in Belgrade center for what a parking space costs in Western capitals. Healthcare operates through public system that handles routine care adequately, with private clinics offering excellent service at prices that make Western medical bills look criminal. Safety exceeds most European capitals, with violent crime rare and streets safe even late at night. The community orientation means neighbors know each other, local shopkeepers remember your face, and social connections form naturally, where Serbian culture shows its true colors. Traditional customs evolved from centuries of occupation, creating practices that bind communities through celebration rather than surrender. The Slava stands as Serbia's most unique tradition, a family patron saint's day that brings extended families together for feasts lasting all day and into night. Each family inherits their specific Slava through paternal lines, creating a calendar where someone's always celebrating. The ritual involves preparing special bread, boiling wheat, lighting candles, and inviting a priest to bless the home, followed by consumption of food and rakića that would overwhelm people from restrained cultures. Serbian hospitality reaches levels that seem excessive until you understand the history. When you've survived centuries of occupation, your home becomes sacred space where you demonstrate the generosity foreign powers tried to crush. Guests receive the best food, strongest drinks, and warmest welcome, with hosts taking genuine offense if you don't eat and drink enough. Music forms another cultural pillar, with folk songs telling stories of historical battles and resistance. Modern music evolved into turbofolk, controversial genre mixing traditional melodies with electronic production. Wedding celebrations last multiple days with hundreds of guests, live bands playing until dawn, and consumption that would hospitalize guests from countries with more moderate traditions. Life among the fair-skinned women of this Balkan nation. So let's connect everything back to what makes life in Serbia so visually striking and why Belgrade specifically draws attention for its concentration of stunning fair-skinned women throughout every neighborhood and district. This isn't reducing a nation to physical appearance but acknowledging what's immediately visible before appreciating the depth beneath. Serbia's population is predominantly Slavic with fair complexions, light eyes appearing frequently, and features that photographers travel specifically to capture. Walking Belgrade streets, sitting in cafes watching people pass, exploring markets and parks, you're surrounded by natural beauty that seems almost concentrated here. The women move through the city with confidence that enhances physical attractiveness, owning spaces because this is their country built by grandmothers who survived wars and mothers who endured economic collapse. But here's what matters more than appearance. These beautiful people created culture that celebrates life despite brutal history, maintained warmth despite occupation that tried to crush them, and built modern nation from ruins that would have broken others. The beauty walking past you on Knez Mihailova Street reflects inner strength that's even more attractive, resilience that created people who laugh easily, welcome strangers genuinely, and live with intensity, making every moment significant. The places where Belgrade's real character shows through. Kalemegdan Fortress commands the high ground where two rivers meet, its walls holding 2,000 years of history in stone that's been destroyed and rebuilt across centuries. Today it functions as Belgrade's Central Park, where locals gather for sunset views over river confluence. Skadarlija preserves bohemian atmosphere along cobblestone streets lined with traditional restaurants where musicians play folk songs and rakića flows continuously. Knez Mihailova connects Republic Square to the fortress, this pedestrian street pulsing with life at any hour. Savamala transformed from industrial decay into creative district with galleries, clubs, and restaurants occupying renovated warehouses along the Sava River. Zemun maintains its own character despite being part of Belgrade, offering Austro-Hungarian architecture and riverside fish restaurants where locals eat fresh catches. These places reveal different aspects of Belgrade, from historical depth to modern creativity, all united by people who use their city intensely rather than just inhabiting it passively. Now you understand life in Serbia and why Belgrade specifically draws people seeking experiences Western Europe lost decades ago. This is where beauty, history, and fierce celebration of life combine into something you won't find anywhere else on the continent. I want to know which city or country you're watching this from right now. Drop a comment telling me what you think about everything you just learned about Serbia and whether this changes your perspective on the Balkans. And please take 1 second to click both the hype button and the like button to help this channel grow and reach more people who love discovering incredible places like this. It's completely free and makes a massive difference in supporting these videos. So thank you for that gesture. Before you leave, click one of the suggested videos on your screen to discover more incredible curiosities about fascinating destinations around the world that you never knew existed.